Lately, you've probably seen the gaming community praising games like Clair Obscur Expedition 33 and Baldur's Gate 3. The general vibe out there is, see, these are high-quality games made with lower budgets and smaller teams. Developers, please do this. And yeah, I get it. These games are fantastic. I'm currently playing through Clair Obscur, and it is an amazing experience. But here's the thing. That idea is only one piece of a much bigger puzzle. The other half, which is the one that often gets overlooked, is the massive struggle indie developers face when trying to get funding for their game. All news article source for this video will be linked down in the description below. Like, sub, do all the YouTube stuff. It's greatly appreciated. Let's get into it. So let's talk about the success stories. Take Clair Obscur, for example. It grabbed a ton of attention during the Summer Game Fest this year, and Jeff Keighley, the host of the show, even mentioned it was supposedly made by a team of under 30 people. That instantly sparked this narrative that you can achieve stunning visuals and a compelling experience with a super lean team. Enter the AA game. Even recently, Games Radar even hopped on this idea, suggesting that 2025 is shaping out to be the year of the AA game, hinting that maybe we as players are actually craving those tighter, more focused experiences instead of these giant open world, massive 100-hour plus video game experiences. This was in reference to the upcoming Dying Light Beast. It's a game that's shaping up to be a great AA experience with AAA visuals and looks. And then there's Baldur's Gate 3. Even gaming dev legends like John Romero himself have looked at Larian's achievement and said, this is the future. It proved that a deep, complex, incredibly rich RPG with player freedom, choice at its core can definitely succeed. Even if it's not coming from one of the usual AAA giants who, to be quite honest, wouldn't even bother with this type of game. The quality, the player choice, the deep strategy. Gamers fell in love with Baldur's Gate 3. So the message is clear, right? Be creative, focus on quality, tighten scope compared to traditional AAA, and that should equal success. But here's where things get interesting. And it's not as simple as it sounds. Because that simple message, well, it's missing a huge chunk of the picture. Let's talk about that under 30 people claim that Jeff Keighley made in regards to Clair Obscur's development team. PC Gamer actually went and debunked that really fast. The core team at Sandfall was significantly larger than 30. And like any big game, they worked with a bunch of external partners and outsourcing. Developers have also been speaking out, saying that repeating these kinds of myths is actually dangerous. It completely undermines the actual massive effort, team size, and significant funding required to build games of that caliber. Kepler's Matthew Handrahan and Sandfall's Francois Maurice, I'm sorry if I butchered that name, they provided the tiniest little hint in an interview of how much it cost to make Expedition 33. And based on that, it's safe to say it was well under $30 million. Larian Studios hasn't really shared their financials either, but what I've been able to put together based on my scouring of the internet to find that info is that it costs roughly $100 million to make Baldur's Gate 3. And yes, these are smaller budgets when compared to the AAA 500 million, sometimes $1 billion plus dollars to create these giant blockbusters. Still, you just can't really wish for a Clair Obscur or a Baldur's Gate 3 into existence with a small budget. Which brings me to my next topic, funding. The landscape for new game studios and indie projects right now is pretty bad. Crunchbase News, which tracks this kind of stuff, confirmed that gaming startup funding in 2025 has dropped significantly. Money isn't flowing as freely as it was, and investors are super cautious, and they're looking for almost guaranteed wins and returns in what is a pretty volatile market. These days, indie devs are stressing and fighting for a publisher deal, and it is super competitive. Let's take a look at a publisher like PlayStack. They helped make Balatro a huge hit. They're very clear about what they're looking for in 2025. Incredibly polished, unique concepts with undeniable market potential. If you don't have that super polished demo, that killer concept, or even just the right connections, your amazing game idea might never see the light of day. So indie developers can't just create a vertical slice of a game to pitch an idea to investors. They're having to make a game that is much closer to an alpha state, which means more time working on a game without proper funding. It's a frustrating reality for so many developers and talented creators. It's truly turning into a starving artist's field of work. So while we absolutely should celebrate the fantastic quality and player-focused design of games like Clair Obscur, Expedition 33, and Baldur's Gate 3, and yeah, maybe more developers should pay attention and take inspiration from the design choices and creativity of those games, we also need to be realistic about what it actually takes to get those games made. It's not just about creative vision and efficient development. It's about navigating an extremely tough financial landscape where getting that initial funding is just as important, if not more so, than the creative talent itself. Financial backing is often the invisible hurdle that gets overlooked when praising and wanting more successful indie games. So what do you think? Is the perception of indie success masking a much bigger problem in how games get funded today? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear what you think. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, share it with friends, and subscribe for more great gaming content. And if you're looking for more, check out this recommended video right here. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.